I'd be curious to know how you're feeling about that. The market's been kind of dark lately, and if you guys know, when we did our stormproof investing event, that was one of the things I was mentioning to you, pretty consistently that good times always come to an end, and you always have to be kind of ready for that. And so just kind of understand also that this too shall pass, whatever it is, whether it's good or bad. There's always another reality right around the corner. I mean, the market kind of changes a lot. And what's really interesting is that the stock market is one of these things where 5 years from now, you won't even remember whatever we're talking about right now. Like 5 years from now, it won't matter. And so don't forget that long-term buy and hold investing is historically proven to be the best approach, right? So if the market kind of does weird things and scares you, the biggest mistake you can make in the market, in my opinion, is to just get scared and sell. If you react out of fear, then you're going to end up losing a lot of money that way and a lot of opportunity. So if you want to talk about what's happening, I like to talk about what's going on in the market mainly for either educational purposes or strategic purposes, where you can maybe make a move and make more money or buy into a stock at a certain price point or diversify a little bit or hedge your risk or something like that. I don't really talk about it as like an opportunity for you to just evacuate the building and run out. Like that's remember, the biggest mistake you can make as an investor is to not invest at all. So don't let anybody talk you into not being an investor or somehow thinking that the stock market is the devil. That's not going to help you. That's not going to get you where you want to get to. All right. So one of the things that I wanted to start off with for sure is Bitcoin. So there's a conversation about Bitcoin in an article that I was reading that was really sort of questioning the assumption around Bitcoin as a type of digital gold. Like there was this belief that Bitcoin was similar to gold in the sense that it could be an asset that's used to hedge and protect you in the event that there's a recession or if there was too much inflation. And that's kind of what gold is supposed to do, right? Or we hear the dollar's collapsing and dropping in value. So we say, okay, let me go buy some gold because gold will, gold will sort of protect me against that. Well, let me read this to you. There's this article here where they basically say that Bitcoin's most recent plunge is evidence to show that Bitcoin is not really the new gold. They said that you got to be really careful in understanding this asset. And this is the thing, the risk with Bitcoin is that we've never seen it before. So we don't know what Bitcoin really does long term. A lot of the way you understand stock market dynamics is, we got over 100 and something years of data, so we can look at different regimes, different situations, and see how assets react in different economic situations. We don't have that with Bitcoin. We have, 13, 14 years of history, and that's all we've got. And so we're still learning here. So it says here, this is according to Citi. Citi says it may be too early to classify Bitcoin as digital gold, despite its safe haven properties and a recent correlation with gold. Many Bitcoin fans regard the cryptocurrency as a digital version of gold because of its finite supply and its function as a store of value. Others disagree due to its notorious volatility and its high correlation with stocks in 2022. Citi analyst Alex Saunders acknowledged that it can and has displayed both safe haven and risk asset behaviors, but said the digital gold analogy isn't yet warranted. Just look at the price decline over the weekend, he said. Quote, with most major markets closed when the events in the Middle East over the weekend became widely known, Bitcoin's initial price reaction was negative, falling 10%. In contrast, PAXG, a token tracking gold movement, was up. He pointed out in a note on Tuesday, I think it's too early to think of Bitcoin allocations as akin to gold. Bitcoin does not yet exhibit the store of value properties of gold, despite being a limited supply of zero coupon bearing instrument. Very interesting. That's a really interesting perspective because what they're basically saying is that if Bitcoin really was similar to gold, then when you had the geopolitical risks show its ugly head in terms of the stuff going on in the Middle East, Bitcoin would have given you a reaction similar to gold. It would have went up in value because of the heightened geopolitical risk. Gold typically goes up when there's a riskier economic environment. Bitcoin didn't do that. Bitcoin was off overdoing its own thing, And so really, That's fascinating. I did not think about that, and I think that that's worth considering. So, what it doesn't really say Bitcoin is a terrible place to put money. It just says that in a way it might potentially violate one of the most important rules of investing, which is that whatever you do, you got to know what you're getting into, right? You got to know what you're getting into. And the thing about Bitcoin is that I'm willing to bet you that in the next, say, 5 to 10 years, we're going to learn a lot about Bitcoin that we do not know right now. Like Bitcoin's going to come out of a bag on us and just bring something where we're like, what the hell just happened? What was that? Right? You look at the price of Bitcoin now, it's about 62,258. If you've been a long-term investor, say 5 years, you've made an insane amount of money, 1,100% ROI. So overall, it's been a great investment. Overall, if you did what my wife did, my wife bought a bunch of Bitcoins back in 2018.